guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hannah F. How you doing? Thank you so much for rocking with me, for riding with me all this while, and I'm so sorry. I don't know when I'll stop apologizing, but I'll keep apologizing as long as I am still messing up. I'm so sorry for my inconsistency. See, life has happened, and part of that life that happened is what I am here to talk to you about. To just gist you, to give you life updates. Today's vlog is like the most anticipated vlog of mine. I've been doing question and answer session for some weeks now, and at every point in time that I do the question and answer, at least one person will ask me this question: when are you going to make a vlog about this? When are you going to talk about this? And finally, the vlog is here, guys. The vlog is here. And what are we talking about today? I am going to be sharing with you my pregnancy and delivery journey. Yep. Yeah, you asked for it, and yeah, you are going to receive it today. So if you're a first timer here, welcome. This is Anna F. This is Random Talks with Anna F. Of course, the reason this channel is called Random Talks with Anna F is because there is no specific there is no schedule. Yeah, let me put it that way. There is no schedule. Today we can talk about your relationship with God. Tomorrow we can talk about your relationship with other people. Next tomorrow we can talk about your relationship with your significant other, right? That's why it is called random. It is not because we just come here to talk about anything. This channel is basically for relationship, right? Relationship talks. Yeah, so we discuss relationship with God, relationship with others, and relationship with your significant other. Right, so you're welcome. If that is what I explained, if it is something that interests you, please subscribe, like this video, and also go check out other videos that I have done. It will bless you, trust me. And to my return subscribers, you guys are the real G's. Thank you so much for riding with me. Thank you. I do not take your support for granted. Thank you so much. So that being said, let us just dive straight into what I have for you today: my pregnancy and delivery journey.
Sorry, brother.
Okay guys, welcome back. Now you might see me randomly check something, just look down. I'm trying to read out your questions from this phone. So yeah, I'm trying to read out some questions from this phone to help me tailor down how I'm going to talk about it and all of that. So yeah, let's move. The very first thing I'll be answering, the very first question is what were my fears? What were your fears? Getting to know that I was pregnant, I really didn't have any fear, to be honest. I really didn't have any fear, because I just knew that it is God that works the journey, that works and walks the journey with an individual, that there is nothing I can do, right? Everything is beyond my control. So I just took solace in the fact that I have a God that is caring. I have a God that is intentional. I have an Elroy, or the Elroy, God who sees me. So I really didn't have any fear, so to speak. I was just there, just but I made sure to pray. I made sure to tell him things I wanted and things I didn't want. I made sure to let him know, no matter how minute they might sound, or how unimportant they might sound. I made sure to let him know in total, right? The next thing is, what were my expectations? I usually tell people, especially my husband, I usually say that when you don't have any expectations, you don't experience disappointment. Expectations breeds disappointment. So I wasn't expecting anything. Just like I didn't have any fear, I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't expecting that, okay, my first trimester was going to be rosy, or it was going to be turbulent, or my second trimester was going to go this way, or my third trimester was going to. No, I was not expecting anything at all. I was just going to live each day the way it comes, right? So, but all I knew was I expected a safe delivery, a safe journey all through. That was a done deal. That was a sure expectation that I was going to have a safe journey, a safe delivery, and everything is going to end in testimony. So that was okay. That was majorly my expectation, right? So that's that about that. The next one is, how was pregnancy generally? You see, for me, I loved being pregnant, right? I loved my pregnancy journey. I loved every part of it, right? I think it was the beginning of, I was already almost done with my first trimester before I knew that I was pregnant. That one was there, right? But immediately I knew, and before I knew, I was living life very well. I was fine, I was okay, and all. There was no morning sickness, nothing. But immediately I knew, everything just came crashing down, right? I was vomiting, or maybe I was puking. Let us use the word. I was puking, I was sleeping, I was always tired. Let me try and get, because I wrote some of the symptoms down. So let me try and get those symptoms. I'll read them down. Please give me a moment. Okay, so I was always tired, fatigue no be from here. I was constantly hungry, nausea without vomit at first, later vomit without nausea. I mean, I had massive loss of interest in anything serious or social media, like anything serious social media. I lost interest, like I had massive loss of interest. I had constipation, I only do number two every Sunday, 7 days, every Sunday. That's the only time I get to do number two. You understand what I mean? I had a massive back/waist pain. There was change in taste bud for me. Everything was always bitter, either while eating or after eating. Then at the point my saliva started irritating me to swallow. Like I could not swallow my saliva. If I should, I was going to puke. And then at the point I was always hot, like always hot. My temperature was, and then at the point I always wanted to take liquid. Solid was not my forte at all. I was always looking for maybe juice, and I could not take water at those points. Like water was not doing me. I could only enjoy chilled water. I could not take ordinary water. So like that. Even with all of those symptoms, I still loved being pregnant, right? So I I loved it. I loved it. I loved my pregnancy journey. It was not as bad as I as people, well, don't well, as I've heard that it would be, or as I've read that it usually is. It was not that bad. I loved being pregnant. So yeah, the next one is, how was the delivery like? How did you feel? Hmm. How was the delivery like? The delivery was not what I expected, right? On the 20 30 days after September, April, June, and November. Okay, so April has 30 days. Okay, April 30th was on a Sunday, 29th Saturday, 28th Friday. So on the 28th of April, I started having Braxton Hicks, or what did they call Braxton? You get what I'm saying? I'm going to write it so that you understand what I'm saying better. So Braxton, whatever. So I started experiencing that Braxton something on the 28th of April, Friday. That Friday I was just out of nowhere. If you know me, I don't take swallows. I don't take swallows like that. And if I'm going to manage to take any swallow, it's amala. I'm an amala babe, right? But that day, I was just craving a bar from nowhere. Gosh, I don't know how to explain a bar if you are a non-Nigerian viewer. Cassava. So I was just craving a bar that day, and I told my husband to help me get a bar when he's coming, when he was coming from work. That okay, I'm craving a bar and all of that. But as it is, as it would happen, my sister-in-law was around, so she made a bar. She gave to me. I ate a bar, and immediately I finished that a bar, I started feeling that Braxton. I started feeling this kick all of. In fact, but it was not it was not I knew it wasn't contraction, but I knew it was not nothing, right? So I started feeling it, and I kept on with my life. I kept on enjoying life. On Saturday, the same thing. And I noticed that on Saturday I now started pooping. Like, I started having this massive diarrhea. I was just back to back. I was just doing number two, going to toilets back to back, right? So on Sunday, I was even thinking on Saturday that, am I going to go to church the following day? How am I going to do my life? And I had to collect my goods. TRV, they were bringing my goods, like items were going to get delivered on Sunday morning. So I was thinking about it, that how am I going to get my items delivered for TRV? In case you don't know what TRV is the ring view. What do? We sell accessories, jewelries, right? This is from TRV. This is from TRV. This is from TRV, right? Earrings, necklace, knuckle rings, wedding rings, proposal rings, ring boxes. We are your plug. The ring view, TRV. Okay, so I was going to get items for TRV on that Sunday morning, and I was feeling that pain. I was feeling those kicks here and there. I collected the goods on Sunday morning. I even went to church on Sunday morning. After service on Sunday, which was April 30th, you know, the pain became more massive. The kicks became more massive, and I remember telling myself that, Omo, if I should go to hospital today, I know I'm going to give birth, but I don't want an April baby. Not to say that anything is wrong with April, but the thing is, I'm the only May baby in my family. You know, extended family, nuclear family. I am the only May baby. In my husband's family, no May baby. So I wanted somebody else to share the month with me. I wanted another May born, so that it will not be just me. So I was telling God that I don't want an April baby. I want a May baby, so that we are going to be doing birthday together, right? I am May 10. So I was not saying that, not that I want just May baby safe. I want a May 5 baby, right? May 5 baby. So it's just going to be like 5 days apart. My baby will be doing birthday May 5, I will be doing my May 10. So it's going to be. So I was telling God that I don't want April baby. I don't want April baby. So as I was feeling that pain, as I was feeling everything, I still held on. I didn't say anything. I was just doing, right? So I managed. So I told one of my mamas, shout out to you, Sitatosin. I told her, I said that on Sunday evening, I told her, I said, this is how I'm feeling now, and I don't know if this is a true labor or a false labor. And she told me that day, she said, this is a true labor. This is no longer a false labor, that you're already feeling this is contraction. You're already contracting. And I'm like, no, I can't contract. I was sad. She said I should tell my husband to try and check how many centimeters I've gone, like my dilation. And I'm like, who will enter me? Who will put hand inside? No. So I managed myself, and by Monday morning, I was in serious pain. On Sunday, I slept with the pain, and by Monday morning, I was okay. I was fine. So she called me to check up on me on that Monday morning, which was May 1st, right? We already entered May. Tada! May baby is coming. So she called me to check up on me, and I was like, ma, I'm not feeling any pain anymore. That maybe that was a false labor, maybe that was false contraction, because I'm actually not feeling any pain anymore. Okay, don't let me use the word pain, because it was not really painful. Let me use the word discomfort. That's the point. That's the right word, discomfort. I didn't really feel anything. I didn't feel any pain. It was just more like a massive discomfort. So I was telling her that discomfort, I'm not feeling it anymore. That I'm okay. I'm actually fine. I don't know what went wrong. I still said that one around 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock thereabouts in the morning. And by 11 a.m., I started feeling this contraction again. So and don't forget that I collected some items on Sunday, the previous day, for TRV. So I needed to send out those orders on Monday. So I called my dispatch rider. I still worked out with that discomfort. With that, I didn't know that I was not really sure. Although I was thinking about that. I think this is a real labor. This is a real contraction. I think this is Braxton. Kiniko. I was not really sure, because I mean, a first time mom, but I was still managing myself because I was still active. So I went out, met with my dispatch, gave him the items. He went ahead, dispatched it. I still spoke with my customers and all of that to ask them that have they received their goods. I was still doing everything. Now I noticed at the point that I noticed that the contractions are becoming consistent. Every 5 minutes it is coming. It was coming every 5 minutes. It was coming. How did they normally calculate that thing, Steph? I've forgotten. The way they calculate contraction, I noticed that it was beginning to be like that. So I messaged somebody. Shout out to Shalom, Mrs. Mojere Shalom. So I messaged her, and I was asking her. I asked her that, how did it feel? How was your labor like? How was your contraction like? And she was telling me her experience, because she's the first time mom too. So she was telling me her experience, how it felt, and what she was telling me was consistent with what I was feeling, right? So I began to tell myself that, and I think I'm in labor. And I was eating bread. That day I was eating bread. I said, if this is labor, then I have to have power. I have to have strength to push. So I'm going to eat. I asked her that, was she able to eat when she was feeling what she was feeling? She said, eat, okay. Inside all of these things that I'm telling you, that I couldn't eat. So me, Aisha made it a point of duty to make sure that I ate. I was eating bread. Inside that discomfort, I was eating bread. I said, I have to have strength, because it will not now get to a level that I would have to push, and I'll not be saying I can't push anymore because I don't have strength. Oh yeah, eat. I was eating and everything was fine. My husband came in. He came back from work around 8 thereabouts or 9, and he saw the state I was, and he told me, he said, babe, let's go to the hospital. I said no, because for me, I wanted May 5, right? And May 5 is still on Friday. So I said, no, I'm not going to the hospital. There's not yet time like that. I want on the 5, say that I'm going to roll you. And I'm going to try my best to wait till then. But around 11, I could not take it anymore. 11 p.m. I just told my husband, I said, hey babe, let's go to the hospital. My husband was working, right? He was working on his system, and that dead stare that he gave me, like, he just could not beat me, because I know that what would be running through his mind was, and I told you this before. So we went to the hospital. I even packed my stuff by myself. My hospital bag was already packed, so I just carried it. We just carried it. We took the car and we went to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, the doctors or the nurses in charge, they had to call the doctor that, okay, somebody's here for delivery, blah blah blah. So the nurses in charge, one of the nurses in charge, checked me to see how far I've gone in my dilation. And to my greatest surprise, I was 7 centimeter dilated. I was going to 10, and I was already 7 centimeter. Yeah. So as the nurse saw it, the nurse was like, "Are you serious? Are you sure you're a first time mom? You are 7 centimeters dilated and you're just coming now, blah blah blah. All of those things that they were saying, I was less concerned. I was using my head to pray. I was just speaking in tongues, and there's this song that kept coming. That song kept coming in my head, and I was just using my head to pray. Everything they were saying. All of a sudden, I just heard the doctor now came. The doctor now said, "Where's my scan? Like, where's my latest scan report?" I gave it to her, and she was not like, "Okay, let's do another scan right now." So we did another scan, and I just heard, "No, Kolida Omoyebi. That is, I can't give birth alone. Like, I would have to go for emergency C-section." What happened? They said my child was what was that word? Breech. My child was in a breech position. The head was supposed to be here and the leg here, like the head was supposed to be down, but in my own case, in my child's case, his head was up. And the leg was down. So as they were checking my dilation, as they were putting their hands to check, they were touching his feet, and he was not moving, he was not bulging, like he was not showing signs of wanting to turn. And I was already due, like I was already due. So the nurse was not telling the doctor that, let's try this girl. This girl can do it. This woman can do it. Like, she's a first-time mom. She has never been pregnant. She has never given birth, and she was able to hold labor contraction up to 7 centimeters. Let's just try. She can do it. Don't let us just yes, blah blah blah. And me, in my entire life, I don't have anything against CS. I have never had anything against CS, and I will never. But it never occurred to me that it could happen to me. I didn't prepare myself. I didn't study. I didn't read about CS. I didn't watch video. I didn't do anything. I didn't study. I didn't prepare myself for CS because I thought I was going to vaginally give birth, right? So the woman said, it's because she's a first-time mom. That's why I cannot do this for her. I can't just ask her to start pushing, because at the end of the day, if she pushes to some extent and I see that she can no longer go ahead, I'll still resort to that CS. So it will now be wasted effort. So let's just go for that CS. All of a sudden, it all happened very fast. Within a twinkle of an eye, they had called my husband in, asked my husband to sign consent that if anything should happen, I'm like, in all of this, I still do not have any fee, right? So my husband signed consent. We spent way more than we planned for, because it was an emergency C-section. We entered the C-section. We entered the theater rather, and within how many minutes we were done. So we can see everything.
Sorry, this one.
My son cried, and I'm thankful that we actually did CS, because when we got there, when we entered that place and they brought him out, we discovered that his umbilical cord and the placenta, he wrapped it around his head twice, 2 times. So there was no way I could have even pushed him out by myself, right? Even if I had given birth before, not in talk of that would be my first time, right? So that was how delivery went. We spent way more than we bargained for, because we had to do an emergency CS. So that was that about that. The next thing so you guys, all of you that have been asking me, was it a vaginal birth or a CS? Now you know, you have your answer. So, was your husband supportive? What was his role? My husband was extremely supportive. He was extremely supportive. Although I didn't really stress him during my pregnancy, because there was no point in stressing him when I was not even feeling bad or anything. I was craving, but before, if you knew me or you know me, before now, before pregnancy, I was a craver, or I am a craver. I crave. So when I got pregnant and I began to crave, it was not strange to him. So my husband was extremely supportive. His role, what was his role? He was always rubbing my feet when I was pregnant. He was always rubbing my feet, always getting me my cravings. Whenever I lash out, because sometimes mama lash out. He was always there to understand. Like, he dealt with me with understanding. And after birth also, he was supportive. He is supportive, right? He bathed our child. I have never for once bathed Nathaniel. By the way, my baby's name is Nathaniel, for those of you that are just knowing, and I gave it to a baby boy. Yeah. So he he bathes our son. He feeds him. Whenever I need to sleep, he's so supportive. Shout out to him. He's one of the few good ones out there. God still has some too. Is good. Another question is, how is fourth trimester, or how was fourth trimester, because I'm past fourth trimester now. Fourth trimester, for people that don't know, is the first 3 months after you gave birth. Fourth trimester that they don't talk about. Hey, goodness. You see, this how was fourth trimester. I'm going to have another video by the grace of God to address it, because, and in that video, I've interviewed some mothers too, some first time moms. So I'm just going to collate everything, and we're going to talk to you about our experiences and how we were able to navigate, and how that one is another video entirely. So please watch out for that. And I think that's that about that. So that's that about my pregnancy and delivery video. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm healing up nicely, and God is faithful. One thing I want you to take out of this is that whatever you are doing in this life, please trust God. Trust God. You can't know more than God. He made you. He's the best parent there is. Trust God. And those things that you think are minute, those things that you think are not important to God, that's a lie. Everything, every aspect of your life is important to God. So tell God exactly how you want things to be for you, and I'm sure that your mouth will be filled with testimonies. So until the next time I catch you on another episode of Random Talks with Anna F, please be good, be fine, be safe. Don't forget to like this video. Please subscribe. Let us grow this community. It will encourage me to keep showing my face here more and more. Please subscribe, and also drop your comments. What are the questions you have for me when next I'm coming? What are the questions you have that you want me to react to? What topic do you want me to treat? Just comment. Let me hear from you. Thank you so much for viewing. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Take care. Bye.